you know what? To some Dashers, DoorDash is starting to feel like that relationship you should have left months ago. You keep telling yourself, yeah, I'll just get better. But then the red flags just keep piling up. Dashers are finally just saying, heck with it. And let me break down exactly why DoorDash has become this toxic X of the gig economy. Let's talk about all these red flags. So red flag at number one, they changed the game without telling you. DoorDash quietly lowered their suggested tip amounts for customers. You're probably wondering why your earnings dropped even though they claim base pay possibly went up. I haven't seen that. Here's what happened. Customers used to see higher tip suggestions by default. Now they're seeing lower amounts, which means you're making less per order. And did DoorDash send you the memo about this? Nope. The only way you would know if you actually placed a DoorDash order. They just did it. No explanation. That's classic toxic behavior, making major changes that affect you without zero communication. In a healthy partnership, you get transparency. With DoorDash, you get surprises that hurt your wallet. Okay, let's talk red flag number two. Well, let's talk deactivation policies. DoorDash now requires 90% completion rate. And do we even talk about on-time delivery rate? Miss those marks and you're just gone. You're broken up without any notice. And here's the kicker. Unless you're in Seattle, where they legally require you to give you 14 days notice, you get zero warning. It's like getting broken up with over a post-it note. One day you're working, the next day you're deactivated. No appeal process, no second chances. Imagine if your partner could just end things with no explanation, no conversation, no nothing. Your relationship's just over. That's what DoorDash does to Dashers every single day, especially if you get deactivated. You could have car trouble, a family emergency, or even app just goes down. It doesn't matter. You're just out. You're just another number. Dasher who? Let's talk red flag number three. The pay doesn't match the effort. Let me show you real examples Dashers are dealing with. $2 base pay for a 12-mile delivery. $3 orders with no tip for 30 plus minutes of work. You do a shop that's like 50 items for $12. Hidden tips make you gamble on whether the order is actually worth it. It might go up. It's a mind game. After gas, wear and tear in your time, you're making below, in some cases, in some markets, below minimum wage on a lot of hourly wages. But DoorDash keeps the full delivery fee. Yay, DoorDash! Bad for the driver. Sometimes that $5 to $8 that the customer pays while giving you just like the pocket change, the leftovers. You can do everything right, and let's talk hidden tips. You get to the end, you think it's going to be fantastic, and it's like 5 cents. DoorDash, why do you hide so little tip amounts? It makes absolutely no sense. It has no bearing whatsoever on the payouts Dasher sees. Honestly, it's insulting a lot of the times when we see that hidden tip when it's that low. Red flag number four, they keep bringing in new Dashers even though there aren't enough orders. Is your market oversaturated? Your wait times are longer? The competition is fierce out there. Plus, the app goes down a couple of times. Orders sometimes just don't work mid-delivery when the app does go down. GPS is not the most reliable. Sometimes it's routing you in wrong directions and doesn't take into account some of the traffic and crashes that are in your area, especially during peak hours when you need it the most. And when you see these problems on DoorDash, you miss that 85% on time rate if it's in your market. If you miss that enough, you're deactivated. And how is that even fair? It's never fair to the driver. Here is why this really is like a toxic relationship. It's the manipulation, the lack of respect, and the constant feeling that you're not valued. Like I said earlier, you're just another number. You're out there in extreme weather, dealing with difficult customers, risking your safety, and DoorDash treats you like you're just replaceable. Because you are. They have how many thousands of drivers waiting to take your place because of all the wait lists. Because of them, you are. And signs are all there. Hidden changes that hurt you financially, no communication or transparency, instant termination with no warning, blaming you for some of the app failures that they did, but yet somehow it's your fault. And then making you feel like you should be grateful for those $2 orders that they send you. Do we even talk about acceptance rates in the tier system and how manipulated that is to get you to take orders? Because the only way a lot of times you can make decent money on DoorDash if your market is oversaturated is to be in the tier system. It's a vicious cycle. DoorDash is vicious. Dashers are reporting mental exhaustion, physical burnout, and financial stress because it's not what it used to be. And we have to get used to the fact that DoorDash is what it is today. And just like a toxic relationship, you keep thinking maybe just tomorrow will be better because that's the positive outlook in life. You're trying to be optimistic and it's going to be fantastic and I'm going to go out and crush it today. And sometimes that just doesn't happen. Does it rarely happen anymore? Look, if you're feeling this way about DoorDash, you're not alone. Thousands of Dashers are feeling the same way. And the question is are you going to keep working DoorDash? Are you going to diversify with other apps that actually respect their drivers? Or is DoorDash working for you and maybe it's not as toxic as Dashers are making it out to be? So drop a comment and let me know. Are you still dashing? Have you moved on? And if you want to see which apps are actually treating Dashers better, let me know. I'll try to make more videos in the future about different apps. I feel like everybody who does DoorDash has a different perspective based off of how it performs on every single person's market. For me, I'm still doing DoorDash. It's still one of my top money makers because I've learned to adapt and I've learned to manipulate it to work for me. And that way it's not so toxic. I kind of shut the stress out around it. And I do that by working my other apps and using DoorDash for what it actually is. I think a lot of it is a mental game and a mental game that you have to win and know what you're getting yourself into, just like any relationship. You know, just right off the bat, you can test the waters, but you know exactly what you're getting yourself into and how much you put into it is what you're going to get out of it. Let me know also, have you been feeling this way lately about DoorDash? Have you felt like it is a toxic relationship for you? Or are you in the honeymoon phase and think this is the best app ever? Either way, wherever you're at working DoorDash, go ahead and let me know in the comments which one you're at. I do a DoorDash video almost every single day. Well, if you're looking to watch the next one, I'm going to suggest this one. It's up next.